You're listening to Michael Boyd on Radio West Fife.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start with just a few of the basic guidelines for tonight. Just health and safety first of all. There is no projected fire alarm practice. If you do hear this noise, please head to the fire exits, which, as they say, are on that side, and head towards the sea. I'd like you now to put your hands together just very briefly, because there's a young lady who's put a lot of effort into tonight. She's driven me demented with sheets of arrangements for Aberdour's answer to the tattoo. Could you give a warm hand to Kate Brown for all her efforts, please?
Thank you very much. I just want to give you a wee bit of context to tonight. This is the very first time we've done this. Thank you so much for coming out. It's so exciting to see so many people here on the very first night of Aberdour Festival. So put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you. This hootenanny is dedicated to Scotland's year of homecoming. It's a very special year for Scotland in lots of ways this year. But we're also really launching the whole festival programme tonight in this marquee. And I just wanted to let you know that our Bridging the Gap theme, which is this year's festival theme, brings together not just homecoming, but the anniversary of the First World War, our 10-year relationship celebrations with Corte Franca, and all sorts of other lovely things as well that we're celebrating tonight. So thank you very much for being part of this. I'm going to pass you back. Oh, also, I meant to tell you as well that the other big birthday is a 50th birthday, which is the 50th birthday of the Forth Road Bridge. And one of the really exciting things about tonight is that we have some wonderful musical guests who have come over many bridges to be with us all here tonight. And as well as that, some fantastic local talent who I know you'll all recognise. Colin.
Right, well, 1, 2. As you can tell, I don't have control of the volume of this. It's that man over there, so when he thinks I'm speaking too much, it's actually... if I get too close, they react. As we say, everybody's come over the bridge to get here tonight. Most of you have probably come across the bridge from Easter to Wester to Aberdour, so we thank you for your efforts. There's a variety of music on tonight. Kate's going to start off by introducing the star of the show to start with. So over to you, Kate.
Thank you, Colin. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the fabulous friends of Aberdour Festival, almost our sisters in arms every year now, the wonderful, the glorious, the fantabulous Coaltown Daisies!
I went down in the pouring rain. I went down and took the pain. Though I'll never see your face again, I went down in all my shame, in all my shame. My friends ask me, what did you do? I say I haven't got a clue. And though I'm living right next door to you, I feel the pain you're going through. I said, brother, what do you need? I gave you everything, still you believe. I said, sister, what do you want? You took it all, and still my dreams you want. always find a true love. Will always find a true love. Will always find. Thanks very much.
Okay, we're recording live at the Hootenanny event as part of the Aberdour Festival's homecoming celebrations, and I'm pleased to say I've got Lindsay and Vivian from the Coaltown Daisies. Tell me, the Coaltown Daisies, are you from Coaltown in Fife, the village in Coaltown?
No, but we're not from far away, but we'll leave it up to the imagination of everybody else. We don't live
Okay, so there is an affinity with Coaltown, is there? Or an proximity?
There is a small affinity with Coaltown. It was probably one of the first places that I played, and there's a really good open mic type circuit in Fife, so through that everybody meets everybody else, and that's how I met Lindsay, through these open mic nights.
So you decided to collaborate on your music. That's a big word, isn't it? Collaborate. So, yeah, and how did that happen? Did that come through friendship, or did you just sort of look at your lyrics and think, oh, I like those? And
I had heard one of Lindsay's songs on MySpace, so that shows you how old it was. It was MySpace, and I said, oh, hello, I like your song. Come down to the open mic night that I run and we'll have a wee jam, and that's what we did. And before you knew it, we were singing each other's harmony lines and then just forming a wee band, so why not?
We decided to make a go of it, and I think a lot of the sort of the peers that we had at the time at the open mic nights were kind of like, oh yeah, we like you on your own, and we're not quite sure what you're doing together, don't really know, but then since we've done it, it seems to have worked for us anyway, like irrespective of what's happened, but we just really like singing together, so it's kind of well.
And how would you describe your style? I mean, I'm going to be really rude here and say, I was going to politely say I've no idea, but
Neither have we. It's totally fine. We have we struggle with our genre. Sometimes we kind of say Americana, folk rock, but
Soul,
then
soul.
soul.
Yeah.
However, on iTunes we are singer-songwriters, and that's it.
We always say folk soul Americana, but I suppose people make up their own mind, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm actually just listening to that in the background. I'm a believer. They're singing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fantastic.
so you're very acoustic. I mean, you play a tremendous amount of guitars and
Ukulele, mandolin, percussion, cajon,
djembe, stomp box,
tambourine.
egg shakers, anything that makes noise basically or has strings, we'll give a crack.
So has that just come through being together, that acoustic sound, that love of playing the guitars? And
Well, I've always kind of played acoustically, whether it was in my bedroom or in a pub, or so yeah, I've always played percussion and drums and things like that. So the two of us are quite similar that way, in our ability as well. So it's quite cool. We have a kind of 50-50 thing going on.
We've been to a lot of places where we've seen a lot of people play, and Scottish musicians, international musicians, and you kind of look, oh, what could we play actually, realistically, what could we learn? Oh, let's give that a shot and then crack it in. So this is why we have mandolins and ukuleles. We've actually got a glockenspiel as well for one of our songs that we bought from a car boot sale from a young lass. She must have been about 8 years old. She bought something from us and we bought a glockenspiel for a quid.
a glockenspiel, I remember that in primary school. They're great things. They've got a unique sound.
If she does listen to your show, the G is out of tune. However, it was worth the £1 that we paid for
Yes,
it.
it was.
My favourite track is 52 Reasons, okay? And, you know, when someone says that to you, you can always tell about, you know, a fan's feeling for music. I mean, what does my love of 52 Reasons tell about me?
That's really cool. It's a fairly new song, so a lot of our songs are very meaningful, and actually Katie, the organiser for tonight, had said, you know, when you used to come along to see you girls, you could feel your pain and the songwriting that you were doing, but you have kind of changed and you are now kind of evolved into more fun and more freestyle stuff, and that's great because we're doing a lot more bluegrass and stomp box, cajon and things like that, so it's come away from the emotional songs that we used to write to a wee bit more fun.
Completely, yeah. I think that particular song has allowed us to sort of, well, Viv wrote it and has come out as the kind of like country bluegrass kind of thing, and focusing on like that drop D guitar, and I get to play kind of cajon and rhythms and stuff, and I quite like drumming along and stuff, so we're kind of getting a bit individual in little areas and stuff, but it's coming together and hopefully sounding all right.
It's been more energetic. I mean, I've listened to some of your emotive stuff. I'm just intrigued as to where the emotive stuff all came from.
That's a whole other radio show.
I mean, if you've got
That's
3 hours of a radio show, we might tell you.
Oh, right, okay, we could have a really in-depth discussion about it, could we?
Yes, yeah, or well, yeah.
You said yes, that's a contract. That's a contract.
It's a deal.
Well, I know you're due back on stage shortly, and it's been great speaking to you, the Coaltown Daisies, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
No, thank you very much.
Thanks very much for having us on Radio West Fife again.
So I'd like to put your hands together, please, for Sing It.
Everybody give it a massive applause for Tony and the Sing It Choir. I saw the singing group of those folk. Well done, guys, that was beautiful. Amazing. Well, Tony, how excited are you to see them back for their 6-song set, I think it is, later on, yes? Or 5-song set, yes?
Hello, we're the Coaltown Daisies, and you've been listening to Radio West Fife.
Radio West Fife. Radio West Fife is your community radio station, so tune in.